let's take a look inside our Mary Poppins film unit studies. All of our unit studies are set up in the exact same format. So taking a look inside here will let you know kind of how the curriculum works for any of our unit studies. Each unit study comes with a teacher's guide and student pages. All of our unit studies come as a digital file, but we have partnered up with Humble Heart Press, who printed these for us, to give you a discount if you would like to have your unit study printed as well. They have lots of different options, including a tape binding or a spiral binding. You could also even just get loose leaf pages if that works better. So let's take a look inside the teacher's guide first. So if you do decide to get it printed, Humble Heart Press includes this clear transparent cover, so that way your product stays nicer longer. So inside you will see which film exactly we are referring to for this unit study, since there are certain films that have multiple versions, and then your scene selection, basically your table of contents. It does give you the exact page numbers for the teacher's guide and then tells you exactly what you will find in the student pages as well. The next page is going to be our director's notes, so this is going to give you the rundown of exactly how to use the curriculum, telling you what a unit study is and if this curriculum will replace your child's regular curriculum, which this is meant to be supplemental, since any of our film unit studies can be used in any order. There was no way to provide a logical scope and sequence, so they are definitely supplemental, but they are very educational. Letting you know how long the unit studies take, depending on how you want to make it work, we have found that most people can use it in about 3 to 10 days. We do have a suggested schedule of a 7-day schedule, which I'll show you on the next page. Our unit studies are for kids in K through 6th, and then it lists what is included. All of the prop lists, the behind the scenes, narration, all of the themed lessons, video lessons, and our bonus features, along with the student activities, which is in that other book. Moving on, you have the full prop list. So with each activity, we do list the exact items you need at each activity, but we also combined all of that into here. So you have a quick reference. So you get each activity listed with the materials you need for that activity, along with recommended books. These are totally optional. You do not need them, but a lot of them really help to extend the learning and can be really fun. On the next page, you do have the sample schedule. So day 1 is watching the film, and then each day after that, you complete one of the activities with your children. Moving on, every single unit study comes with a behind the scenes. So this is that looking at not just the film itself, but anything that happened behind the scenes. So this is talking about actors and directors, and for Mary Poppins, it talks about the different awards that movie won. So anything you want to know about the fun, exciting stuff behind the scenes, we have that for you. And then it's time to watch the movie, and then we have narration. So narration is basically just letting your child retell what they remember from the movie. We give you tips for younger and older students, and if your child is having a hard time with narration, we give some ideas on have them, instead of telling you the entire movie, give them little chunks. You know, say when Jane and Michael first met Mary Poppins. Have your child retell what happened in that scene. Moving on, we get to our first activity. So our first activity is English Language Arts. Again, it tells you the lesson materials. And now here you have the adjective lesson. So every single activity has a specific lesson, and this is a part you would read to your child. So this is going to give them that basic understanding of what they need to know. And then we extend that learning with an adjective video lesson. Once they have completed the lesson, they will move on to the activity. And these are the teacher's notes for what is in the student pages. So let's hop over to the student pages. So inside the student pages, it's going to open straight up with the first activity. So here's that ELA student activity sheet. So there are directions for your child, a little reminder about what adjectives are, and then the activity is where they're going to underline all the adjectives in this paragraph. Then they move on to creating a list of their own adjectives to describe their perfect nanny. So they are going to draw a picture and they can write about what their perfect nanny would look like. So coming back to the teacher's guide, you'll find the answer key for the adjectives along with modifications for younger and older children. So if, again, this is for grades K through 6. So if the younger children are having a hard time actually writing about their nanny, maybe they just draw their picture. And older children can have an extra challenge of making their advertisement rhyme, just like Jane and Michael did. And then lastly, we have our bonus features, which in this case provides you with 2 books. Some of the bonus features have extra videos, they have web articles, or even sometimes some little activities or products that you can extend this activity with. You'll notice that we do not provide links in here. All of our links to our bonus features, you can use a QR code, you can type in the website, or click the link if you are looking at it on digital, and that will take you to a Mary Poppins link page that provides you with all the links you need for all of the bonus features inside this entire unit study. From then on, the activity setup is exactly the same, but so now we're moving into history, gives you the lesson materials. In this lesson, we're learning about the suffragettes. So there is a section that you can read to your child and then a video to watch. And then your activity is going to go right along where you're researching when different countries gave women the right to vote. And again, answer key that goes along with your student page. So again, all of the research tips they need, and then they're going to write it in, and then they can also put it into their own timeline. Jumping back to the teacher's guide, we're going to go on to our math activity. Again, that same structure of lesson materials, then your lesson, your video lesson, and then the activity that aligns with the student pages, along with your modifications and your bonus features. Now, there are some cases where we include more than one video lesson. So for the science, you're not only learning about what causes wind, you're also going to be creating an anemometer. So there is an extra video that shows you how to make one, but you will notice that in the student pages, we include all of the materials needed in all of the directions so that your child won't even need the video if they don't have to have it. And then there is the activity on the back. Jumping back to the teacher's guide, we move into the art activity. So in this case, it actually is art as in drawing, but the arts can mean music, dancing, anything in the arts category. Same structure of lesson and then the instructions for the teacher along with the bonus features and modifications. And then in the last activity, so this is our special subject that allows you to take a look not just at what the film is talking about, but behind the scenes. To go behind the scenes and learn some things about how movies are made. So in this case, we're talking all about visual effects and how they create the green screen and everything when the characters jump into the chalk paintings. You will find the activity lessons along with those modifications, and for this, we do have the modification for older children. If they are older and have the resources to create their own green screen, there is a video here. If they have a camera and an editing program that would allow them to do this, they could extend into that. And then we also provide you with that code to get your discount for printing if you wanted to use Humble Heart Press, and then you get a lovely back cover as well. So that is your teacher's guide and your student's guide. A quick peek inside. Again, any of the other unit studies will have this very similar setup, just using different activities and different information. I hope this look inside this film unit study has been helpful to you in figuring out how you can incorporate this into your child's learning.